Hey, I'm really enjoying what you're talking about, the ketogenic lifestyle, as I like to call it, or ketogenic.
Are you familiar with it? Were you familiar with it before?
I'm on it.
Oh, nice.
I wanted to kind of give you a little testimony about how just spot on you are with everything, especially the past couple of months of your show. It's just been kind of leading people down this path. It's the right path.
I appreciate
that. 100%. And I know this from my personal experience because I had HAD.
You had autoimmune disease?
I had an autoimmune disease. They diagnosed me with RA and then some other crap. And
I love how you said that. You said that past tense. That's awesome. That's powerful, Kelly. Most people will tell you they have something. You said that you had it. In other words, it's over. Correct?
Yeah, I keep hearing people call your show, and it's just they get caught in this mind trap of they're I don't know. It's a mind trap.
It is a mind trap.
The medical situation, it's a mind trap, and you got to step outside of it, and you got to strip your diet down to nothing, which I did. And then the first thing I did was address it. I went grain-free, and I kind of went into the Paleolithic, paleo diet stuff. But what I discovered through doing that was that there's way too much sugar in the paleo diet. They're just not going that extra step. And sugar equals, when you have an autoimmune deficiency or an autoimmune illness of any type, the sugar in the gut, it creates a lot of issues because it creates acid. And it also creates candida, which is a yeast overgrowth, because when you have autoimmune illness, you're very susceptible to a yeast overgrowth in the body, which that causes all the psoriasis, because I had major psoriasis and scalp psoriasis and lots of food allergies, and I started just getting into eating lots of bone broth from pastured chickens.
Nice.
And then the butter that you're talking about is really what I wanted to address, and I know there's a lot of people out there, because I know I'm lactose intolerant, but here was the deal. If you eat ghee, which is the butter oil, then you're with ghee, you're getting all three fatty acids. You're getting short, medium, and long chain.
Right.
When you eat the ghee, you're not getting any of the lactose, and you're getting the absorption of your A, D, E, and K, which is just everything. And then it's got all the CLAs in it, and it's got all the antioxidants. And I'm just telling people from my own standpoint, because I hear you talking, and I know they're hearing you. But very few people call in and say, "Hey, this is what's going on. He's telling you the right deal. Follow this deal. Get with the program on it, and you're going to fix it." Because I cannot tell you how much better I feel.
Kelly, you're saving lives here. If anybody's listening to you and paying attention, you are saving lives, Kelly. Thank you so much for doing it.
Because when you have autoimmune, you think that you're going crazy because you have so many symptoms, and really it's one issue, and you got to get to the root of the issue. It's not. You don't have 10 illnesses. You have one illness, one root cause. And
you're awesome, Kelly.
I've been through all the crap and the ups and downs and all the whole thing, and it's been a really long 5 years for me. And since I did the ketogenic and went the extra mile and took out all the sugars and started just depending on a lot of leafy greens, and really, like the guy yesterday was talking about the root vegetables, which I thought was awesome, talking about anything that grows below ground.
Right.
That really meant something, too, because of the sugars involved with root veggies.
Yes.
So I just wanted to
That's awesome, Kelly. Are you a healthcare professional or anything? How did you know all this stuff?
No, I'm a chef. I called you before about sprouting, and that I was eating sprouting. I was doing sprouting, and I talked to you. I don't know. It's been probably a month ago, but
what kind of chef are you? What's your specialty?
I've always been really organic, farm to table, so I've kind of had an understanding about sustainability and trying to eat grass fed and wild game and all the different things. So it was a natural progression for me. I know a lot of people out there don't cook every day, so they don't have the same food knowledge that I've had. But when I started listening to people like you and started listening to what was going on through nutrition being the medicine, it changed my life, and dumping the grain out of my life was the best thing I've ever done.
That is so cool, Cal. Let me ask you one last thing, and then I'll let you go. Why do you suppose people who have these kinds of illnesses, like an autoimmune illness or, God forbid, cancer, or even something as seemingly benign as a skin problem, why is there so much resistance to doing exactly what you're saying? I mean, I can see I'm on the radio, and maybe they think that I'm just some kind of highfalutin chemist, but people like you who have these real-life testimonies, it seems like if I had an autoimmune disease, I'd be paying attention to every single word you're saying, Kelly. Why do you suppose there's so much resistance?
It's a fear thing, because because we're inundated with media. You're inundated with, if you watch television, which I have cut mine off completely. You see these food commercials. You get these happy little dancing bears with this food, and they say, "Hi, great fiber," and all this. And people get caught up on this. And the next commercial after they have the little dancing bears selling you the cookie, then they've got a pharmaceutical commercial telling you that, with all the millions of side effects. And these companies own each other. Once people realize that,
they own each other.
Right, and look at the two longest lines. The longest lines in the world are the Girl Scout cookie thing right now and the pharmaceutical line.
Right.
There's no line at the health. There's no line in the organic section.
Right.
And that should tell you something. If everybody's in line for cookies and ice cream and all this crap, and processed food, and the aisles in the grocery store are crowded, but the organic section isn't, but the pharmaceutical area's got a line down the street to get your pills, it ought to tell you something, and nobody's getting well. And I kept asking myself, why are all these people doing this? But everyone's taking all these pills, and it's the busiest place in town. Go to the CVS, and it's the most hopping place. It's like the singles bar. You can go in there, and it's like it's unbelievable, but nobody's getting well. Everybody's getting sicker, and they're laughing in their faces. It's ridiculous.
Yes, they're laughing in our faces. Kelly, you hit the nail on the head. They're laughing in our faces. The CEOs of the drug companies are laughing in our faces, and we're still lining up.
Monsanto sits on the board, all these people, they're all each other's products, so they make money getting you sick, and they make money once you get sick, and then they don't care if you live or die. You're the one that's got to care if you live or die. You're the one that needs to care about your quality of life, and your
kids and your families. That's exactly right.
And the doctors are taught that the doctors get out of high school, they start going to pre-med, go to college, go to pre-med, get into med, and they don't understand that the government, all these people have set up the curriculum that they teach doctors, and these doctors aren't bad people, but they're really idiots because they're not taught anything. And then you get the dietitians who are taught the food pyramid, which should be turned upside down. It's not even correct.
Well,
I can't.
Kelly, you're letting the doctors off the hook, and I know a lot of docs, and some of them are my friends, and they're nice people, but it's hard not to blame them. They're participating.
No, I do blame them. Ultimately, you're responsible for your own stupidity. I mean, we're all responsible for our own mistakes. I think doctors, as much money and time as they make, instead of sitting, celebrating their wealth and celebrating that, maybe they should look into the fact and ask themselves, like I did, why isn't anyone getting well? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to say, why is everyone still getting sicker and sicker, and why are people addicted to all these medications? And I watch people on all these meds, and they don't feel well. Plus, they're not curing it. Treatment is not cure.
Isn't that amazing? Kelly, that's the best phone call of my entire 5-year career on the bright side. Thank you so much. God bless you. And you go out and spread the word.
You're an inspiration, bud.
Awesome, Kelly. Thank you so much. Go out and spread the word, my dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. Take